Vicki St. James here with special guests in the audience in my studio, and you get to join us. Oh my gosh, we are so excited. We're talking about Panthers on Main, the parade. Yes, Panther Parade, which is going on through the weekend because this is homecoming weekend and it's all going to be wrapping up soon. We'll hear more about that. So let me just tell you a little bit about who I have in the studio with me today. Let's start with Susan. Susan Rollinger's artistic talent was clear from childhood, but she only engaged in art sporadically during college, graduate school, and while raising her daughters. Throughout her life, she crafted gifts for loved ones, including paintings, sculptures, and jewelry. Despite her artistic skills, she pursued various other roles outside the art world, including stay-at-home mama, I love that, counselor, oh, that's beautiful, and statewide programs director. Panthers on Parade allows her to use her own talents to create a gift for the University of Northern Iowa family and Cedar Valley, where she is a proud alumna and former UNI tennis team member. She did TC's Hidden Treasures at the First Bank at 7th and Main in Cedar Falls. It's so beautiful. I love it. Now let's talk about Casey. Casey Slack, employed by Martin Brothers Distribution, created their TC Name Here Comes My Chance. Casey graduated from the Department of Art at UNI and subsequently taught there for 5 years. As a visual artist, Casey is devoted to movements such as Dada, Cubism, Surrealism, and pop art, as you can see on his finger. Delving into their concepts, techniques, and histories. Casey's passion for art research knows no bounds. Frequently, he goes to area coffee shops. Casey can typically be found drawing every morning, easily accessible to those seeking conversation or collaboration. Painting a TC mascot was on Casey's bucket list. Yes, I love that. Yes. Now let's talk about Jennifer Picard from the city of Cedar Falls. Jennifer is the Tourism and Cultural Programs Manager for the city of Cedar Falls, overseeing Cedar Falls tourism and the Hearst Center for the Arts. She has served in this role for 3 years. She has extensive knowledge of destination marketing, working at tourism organizations in Cedar Rapids, Des Moines, and Ames. Jennifer loves public art and exploring new places. She's a 2000 graduate of Iowa State University with a bachelor's in a degree in journalism and mass communications. Welcome to the show, Jennifer.
Thank you for having all of
Oh
us.
my gosh,
Thank you.
it is such an honor to have you all here today. So let's talk a little bit about Panthers on Parade. What do you like most about the 27 TC mascots that are scattered throughout Cedar Falls, Waterloo right now through October?
I would say the best thing about all of these TCs and the whole project is that it really, we get to see the creativity of our local artists shine.
Right.
Our community has embraced that. They love it. We have so many people coming in that have gone to see them all and are entering a contest. So it's grandparents with their grandkids. It's families.
Yes.
It's friend groups. It is just so many different people have been exploring, checking them all out, seeing all the intricate details on every single one.
Yes.
So you just have to see every one of them.
Right.
I would add to that. As artists, we were blessed with the opportunity to go to the unveiling. So all of the sponsors and all of the artists got to go to the unveiling, and that was great. It was really a wonderful moment. But since the Panthers have now been set free back out into the wild, I've enjoyed going and seeing all the sponsors. I've read the list of sponsors, but to actually go to all of the businesses where the people, helped make this happen, it's been so, really, it's just been so cool. And there were companies that I didn't even know about in our community that I learned about because I went around and saw the Panthers out in the wild.
Oh, that is so beautiful. I love it, Casey.
Yeah, add on to that, seeing how the community has not only embraced it, but they're making it as a destination. They're riding their bicycles
Yes.
to some of these places,
Yes.
and that if they're with their families, they'll take a picture, and then you'll see them on Facebook or online somewhere, and they tag you in the photo.
Are you getting pictures from people when they go to your Panther?
Yeah.
I know, it's so fun.
Yay!
I get these text messages of people at my Panther, you know?
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
fun.
I
Yay!
had a really great opportunity. I was showing my two kids the field. My daughter hadn't seen it yet. She only seen it in my studio, and she was visiting it. And while I was showing her the Panther, a woman came up to us and goes, "Oh, can you tell us what the hidden thing was?" Because it was on the belt, and she didn't know what it was in the Latin numerals. And so I was able to share it with her. But I encourage you, like, if you're by the Panther,
Yes.
um, check it out.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Well, and the trivia thing was fun. I didn't know that the visitor center was going to, ask trivia questions that you would have to look closely at, each of
Right.
the others.
It's a great idea.
It is a great idea.
Fabulous.
And I had, in working with First Bank, parallel, we came up with that idea. So my entire
Oh.
Panther has hidden things on it. And that was really fun because, and so I took, I met with the people from First Bank, because they were wonderful to work with. And we just talked about things that we could hide on the Panther. And it was a lot of fun. And then I hid a lot more. So the Panthers, so every week or so, First Bank has put on their social media things to look for on my Panther.
Oh.
And you'll find those things, they have clues to them, but there's a lot more. There's not
I got that
Nobody
sense.
knows about.
That's the one that my grandson, who's 5 from North Carolina, that was his favorite
Oh,
because he really had to work hard and think, about it. And I've got all these pictures of him and my son by that one because that was his favorite.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And he lives in Raleigh, North Carolina, and he took those thoughts and inspirations with him to all the way to Raleigh.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's beautiful.
yeah, I love it so much.
I do have to say, every time we have someone come in that they've seen them all, they're entering the contest, we always ask, which one was your favorite? Oh my gosh, they have it's such a tough decision, right? Because there's so many that they like, but when they finally answer, they're all different.
Oh,
And I think that is great because
Right.
everybody, has different likes and interests,
Right.
and they connect with different things, and so that has been wonderful. Even like the small kids, the ones that they select, they're not just always the shiny ones or characters. They just it's just a wide variety, and I think that's just been really meaningful to hear about and think about.
Right, and I don't know what the experience was for all of the artists that were doing it, but I did not communicate much with it. We had the ability to. We were all giving each other's contact information, and we could share information. We did share practical information about pigs and about it's the basic kind of thing, but not really sharing what we were doing. What message we were sending or what we were creating with our Panther. And with that said, it's amazing how different they all were. It's just been so fun to see how we all took this white palette and just took it away, and
Yeah.
did different things with it. So it's very cool.
Very cool. So, I would like to know about your experience of fixing the Panther that got damaged, Casey. And
Yeah.
thank you for doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. The Panther that I repaired was at Structure Real Estate. Theirs was taken and dropped, and the head was severed, and the face was crushed, and had a lot of scratches on it. And so I went over to the police station and assessed the damage and said, yes, I could repair it. And then I met with Sarah Fitzgerald Fitz
Yeah, Fitz.
out at the coffee shop, and I kind of showed her the damage, and I asked her if she wanted me to do it, or
Yeah.
if she wanted to have some input into it also, and she said, no, you just do it. And she said she was unable to repair it, and I was like, well, it's in my wheelhouse. I can repair this type of thing. So it's back at Structure Real Estate, and I don't think you can even tell that it was damaged.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
That's amazing. I love that so much.
Yeah, I'm glad it was.
Yes, and it's kind of a metaphor, I think, for our society with all the things that are going on right now. It's like, hard to find hope, and we become damaged by that, and yet others can come along and put this all back together. We need one another so much.
And people, and Vicki, I would echo that and say, we step up,
Yeah.
once in a while, people make really poor choices. And that tends to
Yeah.
garnish a lot of attention.
Of course.
There are so many more people
Yes.
that, like
Yes.
you see, that are there
Right.
to step up then and help and be fixers and helpers and that kind of, there's so many people that
I
are
was
just good.
really happy to have it back in my studio because when I got rid of the Panther, I was like,
Oh, I miss mine.
I know.
Me too.
I looked at it in my studio, and then when it was gone, I was like, that's a bummer. And
Mine was in my family room, in
Yeah.
my game
Yes.
room. Like that's where,
Aw.
because my where I do art is at a drafting table up in my bedroom. I mean, I couldn't take them off. Well, I could have, but it would have been awesome
Yeah.
to take them all the way from my bedroom.
Right.
So I have him in my family room, and I miss him.
Yeah,
I miss him.
Of course.
yeah, I really like working. So Sarah is a wonderful typographer, and she had all
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
wonderful names from structural real estate agents, Agent TC all over the Panther.
Oh,
And so,
that's cute.
And so, but looking at her Panther and her typography closely, I was like, she's so gifted. Now she is a wonderful typographer.
Yeah, and you wouldn't have known that if you hadn't gone through the mold part.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
We all grow through those mold parts. So tell me, other than bragging rights, and this is probably a Jennifer question, what is the overarching goal of finding all 27 mascots?
Sure, if you find all 27 by the end of October, you can come into either the First Center for the Arts or the Visitor Center out on Hudson Road. And if you've answered all the trivia questions, we will enter you into a prize drawing. So who doesn't love prizes?
Right,
We've been
exactly.
doing one drawing a month since May for people who completed the challenge in that month. And our sponsors have been so generous. Along with the TCs, they have given us gift cards and other items to put in these prize drawings. So people they're a little competitive. They want to win. So you can still have a chance for October. We'll do an October drawing, and then we'll do a grand prize drawing. And the grand prize includes a model, I would say toy tractor from John Deere, which is very fun. It's been sitting in my office for a few months. I'm going to
You're gonna miss that.
Yes, it's just joyful, but yeah, it's an employee edition. It's a model tractor that they worked on right here in the Cedar Valley, so it's got that Cedar Valley connection, which we love.
Yes, how beautiful. Okay, so let's go back further. Let's talk about our childhoods and any fun family stories.
Oh, you have.
I've got a fun family story
Okay.
that involves my uncle, my uncle Con Slack. He lives in California now, but was originally from the Quad Cities. And so back in the late 50s, he got an opportunity to have a scholarship run at the Art Institute of Chicago.
Ooh.
So
Sweet.
he went up there and he showed his portfolio, and some of the judges that were around were pretty prestigious
Okay.
from around the nation.
Nice.
And one of the judges said to my uncle, "Kid, you've got a lot of talent, but you've got no discipline." And my uncle, being who he was,
Yeah.
said, "What do you know, old man?"
Uh-huh.
To the judge, and then one of the other judges said, "Do you know who you just spoke to?" And my uncle said, "No, but he didn't care," and it was Norman Rockwell.
Oh,
Yeah.
my gosh, are you serious?
Yeah, and I guess Norman Rockwell was like willing. He kind of wanted to like he saw the talent in my uncle, and he kind of like wanted to like maybe mentor him, and then after that it was like because my uncle was who he was. He was a greaser, he was a car guy,
Sweet.
pinstriper,
Yeah.
and but he was an amazing artist.
Wow.
And back in the 50s, he won a national contest for drawing the purple people eater. He won a national contest for that.
Oh my gosh.
When he was in high school.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is
Well, it
so
runs in families.
cool.
You know,
Yeah.
Casey and I were just having this conversation the other day, how art runs in families, and we were talking about the artists in our families. Because growing up, I didn't realize that I could do things that other people couldn't. I could do easily things
Yes.
that other people would struggle to.
Yes.
You know, that it
Right.
just, like, creating things artistically came really easy to me. So,
That's
yeah,
beautiful.
that's
That's beautiful. I love it.
well, one of my family stories is about how I was hoping it would run the family. So when I was a young mom, and we were doing Christmas cookies, and you know, like you had said, Vicki, my art really for many years just came out as gifts in spurts. One of the ways that I utilized my artistic talent was my Christmas cookies. I did my sugar cookies and lots of different colors of icing and very detailed, and I
Yes.
did my sugar cookies and I would gift them at the holidays.
Aw.
And so my girls were old enough that they wanted to help with the Christmas cookies. So, you know, I was hoping it runs in the family. And
Yes.
it was so hard.
Yeah.
It was so hard to just lay the cookies and the frosting out and just let it happen.
Oh
You
my
know,
gosh.
and just let them own the art and let them do the art.
Yes.
And now I love working. As a matter of fact, my youngest daughter is working on an artistic project that I'm going right now. She's contributing heavily to it, and I love it. So it runs in families, and it's kind of fun to go generation to generation.
Yeah, that's such a good point. My mama, Mama T, you may or may not be familiar with her, but she has become a bit of a local celebrity. Yes, she is. Okay, so you know who she is.
Yeah.
So when I was growing up, whenever we needed something at school to be drawn for, like, I went to Catholic school, Sacred Heart, so it was a little bit different. We could do different things, you know. And then whenever we needed a drawing, say for Christmas, my mama would draw it and bring it in, and we would display that at school. And everybody knew that my mom was. There was another girl that had a mama that was an artist, but they weren't as good as Mama D.
I love that.
Isn't that sweet?
That's so sweet.
And both myself and my brother, there's just the two of us siblings, both have BAs from the University of Northern Iowa in art, studio art. So it came from Mama T, which is so much fun. Okay, Jennifer.
I would say I'm not an artist, but I'm an art appreciator.
Yes.
So, but I have talking about I have so many family members that are so artistic and creative, and they do pottery and paintings and sketches, and I see them, you know, sharing this, and
Yes.
I purchase some of it. But I mean, who doesn't love, you know, getting their hands dirty a little bit and getting in there? But mine is not for public consumption.
I love that. Okay, so let's talk about new career-related things.
Well, that's it. You know, that's one of the benefits that I've experienced because I consider myself, you know, art is what I do completely on. I have a full-time job.
Yeah.
It keeps me very busy. But one of the things that Panthers on Parade has opened up is requests for commission of stuff. And so it's really fun. And I've been contacted by some people on it. And I've got to do some little projects that I wouldn't have otherwise had the opportunity to do. I got people, I didn't know you were an artist. You did this. And so I have this in mind. And do you think we could do this? And
I love
so
it.
it's opened up the opportunity to do some commission work that's been really fun.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Yeah, I'm going to piggyback on that too.
Yeah.
I've been recently contacted by a few places. I'm doing on my bucket list was obviously a skateboard, as I mentioned on the last time I was here. And so I've got a second opportunity to do something also with skateboard in 2025. But I'm also working on a secret project. I can't talk about it.
Yeah.
Susan's seen the sketches, but
It's
I'm working on a commission right now that I'm really excited about.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And it's secret, top secret.
He might be listening, or
Right.
somebody might be listening.
I get it. I
So
get
I
it.
gotta mumble it.
Right.
So the other thing that was a bonus of the experience was just doing art every day. You know, and actually, you know, talk about Casey can be found in the coffee shop. That's how I met Casey. I was going to the same coffee shop when I was first moving back to the Cedar Valley, and that's how I met him. But just the opportunity to do art, not just the opportunity, the necessity to do art every day came with this because we had just this limited amount of time. And then because I worked, and Casey too, we work outside of this project, so it was waking up early. Fortunately, you know, the morning was lighter, and so waking up early and getting natural sunlight to work. And then, you know, people would ask me, "Hey, can you do this or that?" And I'm like, "No, not till dark."
Right.
Until dark, I'm painting. But
Right.
getting in the habit of creating art every day is so good. And so now I have a project. A thought is it's a series. It's a marketable, sellable series of miniature paintings that I had been playing with for years, but I never gained a lot of traction on it because there's a lot of fun things I'm doing in life.
Yes, of
and
course.
art was really a pocket of time that came down the list. I got in the habit of doing art every day and realized it was good for me physically, psychologically, emotionally. It was the right place for me to be. It was creating. So in that habit, now I've gained ground on this other project that I've just been chipping away at for years.
I love it.
And you're really.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Thank you. I thank you.
Yeah.
This whole experience has been happiness for me.
That's so beautiful. Jennifer, career-related endeavors?
I'm where I need to be right now. So
Yay!
I'm just gonna do that. We have some fun projects we're cooking up for the future.
Yay!
So more to come on those later.
Okay.
But, speaking of like artists and new opportunities, that's one thing I think that's been a huge bonus out of all of this is that we can help connect artists to new work and help them get paid for their time and effort
Yes.
to do all of
Yes.
this work.
Right.
One of the artists, Karen Desnoyers, she did the TC at State Farm and at McDonald's, and she and I had a discussion about how she really did her own artwork out of her designs, her mind. This really pushed her to do commissioned work, to take
Nice.
someone else's ideas and incorporate them into her art, which is something that
Yep.
wasn't comfortable for her before this. And now, this was just a great opportunity to stretch and grow and
Yes.
do and try something new. So hearing stories like that and hearing that, new projects are coming out of this, I mean, that is like icing on the cake.
Oh, that is so beautiful. So speaking of career-related endeavors, I'm just going to go back to my high school days because I had both a regular day job plus going to school, but I had a side hustle. So my day job was working at Arts and Crafts, proudly owned by Tom Nickel at the Crossroads Center Mall. I don't know if anybody remembers. Okay, I love it. So, giving out the beautiful supplies to all the artists. I just would catch their energy. Then I would go home. My side hustle was for $50 a piece. I would do anyone's portrait. And I got very, very famous in my community at that time for doing that. And I don't know if you're familiar with the author David Welcher, a local author. I had done both for his mama. I had done both Mike Welcher and Jeff Welcher. And the mama says, "You've got to do my oldest son, Dave." I'm like, "I don't know him. You need to give me a picture." So she gave it to me, and they're still very, very valued in their home, all three of them. Isn't that fun?
That's so fun.
And $50 back then would be a lot today.
Yeah.
That's great.
Isn't that fun? I love that story. Okay, so tell me, let's get a little bit more personal with, do you have any pet peeves?
Wow.
I have so many.
Yeah.
I think craftsmanship is a pet peeve.
There you
of mine.
go.
When I see something wrong or an error in something,
Yeah.
That's a pet peeve of mine.
Yeah, for sure.
Even though I'm a goddess in the Cerritos and I like automatic drawing and seeing where that conscious goes.
Yes.
The subconscious goes, but I like mistakes, but I also kind of like look for the craftsmanship. On projects and especially art and especially sculpture. One of the around town when I'm looking around that sculpture and I see like a misweld spot and every time I see like a spot missing, I'm like, oh well, that's where a wasp's gonna go.
Oh my God.
And sure enough it is.
That's pretty good. Pet peeve?
I can't think of any pet peeves. I mean, not in the art world, but not really in general. I think I have almost a fault of defaulting to good. I just, I really don't. I probably should let things bother me a little more than they do.
That's all right.
She doesn't like stickers on her car.
Oh, okay, there's a pet
okay,
peeve.
there you
Yes, I'm with you.
I didn't even realize I had that pet peeve until somebody put a sticker on my car. And I love my car. I've got a Jeep Wrangler. I
Okay,
sleep
so-
in my Jeep. I travel off road. as a matter of fact, on my way over here, I was listening to Brad Paisley's "Mud on the Tires." That's
Love
that's
that
why
song.
I bought a Jeep.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
to
right.
be out and off, and I love my Leaf. I call it Leaf. And I came out one evening to my Leaf, and I was parked somewhere in the community, and I saw it got tagged, and I knew who tagged it.
Yeah.
You did?
Oh, it was me. Yeah.
Are you serious? Oh my gosh, the drama.
So there you go. I have a pet peeve. People tagging things that someone might not want tagged.
So what did the stickers say?
They're it's my tag, which is clones. It's a little stormtrooper coming out of like a little bit. And
It's a cool sticker.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
its own
and
material.
it says clones on there, and I make skate stickers, and and the clones is a reference to Paul Peralta's Bones Brigade from the 80s,
Oh,
and
got
so
you, got you.
instead of bones, I made clones.
Oh, that's adorable.
And
Just
I'm-
not on her car.
and-
Not on my car.
Not on my car.
Yeah. So it's around the area you might see a clone sticker.
Okay. Funny. Jennifer. Pet peeve.
Probably too many to mention. Speaking of Jeeps and driving, just use your turn signal.
Yeah,
I'll know where you're
please.
going.
Please use that turn signal. Thank you.
I'll keep it simple. I'll keep it simple.
Yeah, that's
That's hilarious.
It's not hard.
It's not
That's
hard.
what they're there for.
Yeah. So my pet peeve is when you're driving down the road, the car that's coming the direction that you're leaving has their head in their lap because they're texting.
Oh, yeah.
That's the worst. And I'm one of these 10 and 2s people. And so I've never opened the window and said it, but I always say to myself, 10 and 2s, buddy. Since I can't stand it. Every once in a while, I'll get a text from someone like, might be my mommy, that's important. And I'm really tempted to grab that phone, and I touch it, and I drop it, and I say, I'm not that person. Yeah, not that person. I just want to get home safely. Thank you.
We all do.
Right? We all do. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about, do y'all have bucket lists? And if so, what would be on that
Yeah. Oh, I have. Yeah. My bucket list primarily focuses on where I want to go in my Jeep. So I've started, and actually, my next trip is coming up because I have a tradition. Now I'm calling it a tradition because this will be my second time in 4 years. But I'm going to vote early, and then the week of the election, I will be off grid. I'm going to be in a national forest somewhere without cell, without TVs. I'll do I vote. Every election I vote. I mean,
Yes.
I vote for any little thing that comes up that we can go have a voice. We can have our voice
Right.
express our vote. But I will vote early, and then I'm hitting the road. And so my bucket list of places that I want to go. That I want to be off road and experience our beautiful country.
That's so
I have a lot of travel bucket list items, but when I think about here in Cedar Falls, I would love to help or be part of a new community cultural festival
Ooh.
of some kind. I don't know what that looks like, but if I put it out in the world enough, maybe some seeds will get planted. But I would love to see something new in that area.
Yeah, Irish Fest is huge.
It
It would be
is.
fun to tap into another cultural realm.
Yeah. So, if anybody has ideas,
Oh my gosh, I love it. Well, my bucket list item at the top is going to Paris, but not for a week, but for a month.
Oh.
And I intend to write the second female written autobiography about my dearest, dearest Ernest Hemingway. Because all men have written them, and only one other woman, Mary Dearborn. I'm going to be number 2. So what I plan to do is go to every single locale where he would go out to the coffee shops like I love to do, and he would write. And I'm going to do the same thing in all those places. And I want to take up his energy and write that book.
I love it.
Thank you. I'm excited. Okay, so let's talk about some other fun things. How about any fall plans for you?
Right now, I'm working on this commission, and I've got a month to finish the sketches and soon to produce it. So that's my fall. To work on this commission, and I'm so happy that I'm able to have a commission and I'm getting paid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right, the
right,
best part.
right.
Yeah. Well, and that's that wasn't the point of the TCs, but that's what it's led to. For all of ours.
Yeah, and when I said my fall plan is that my week away from work, pulling my heart too. I'm taking all of my things.
Yay!
So I'll be spending a lot of time drawing and painting.
And when you come back, we'll have a new president.
Yes. Yeah, that's really present.
And hopefully it's who you want.
I'm okay with I'm okay. I have a vote,
Amazing.
right? I have a vote.
Yes, of course.
But whoever wins, I'm just going to be prayerful that they have the support that they need and that they'll lead us in the right direction. And I'm going to vote.
Yes.
It's not that I don't care. I care, and I'm going to vote. But I have to say, okay, wow, I discovered another pet peeve.
Okay.
Somehow we escaped the concept of a secret ballot. Like, I feel like in too many circles, it's who are you voting for? Who are you voting for? Knowing that judgment will be passed.
Right.
When you share that information.
Right.
And I think it's so important for people to feel passionate about their candidates. And if they're comfortable, share that passion and talk about it. But don't ask about it because we call it a secret ballot for a reason.
Right.
And those of you who want to share, keep sharing. Yeah. But those of us who want a secret ballot, let us
Exactly.
secret ballot.
I agree wholeheartedly with that. I had put up a post. The only political post I ever put up was I have to miss the debate tonight, so because I have something else I have to do. So can you please tell me tomorrow what happened? And I opened the door for all of that, and it was like crazy. But I liked everybody's thing, and at the end I said, "Thank you for sharing your heart. I'm a firm believer in free speech, so thank you for sharing your heart." But nobody knows who I'm voting for either. And if I got that from my mom and daddy, they'd say, when in the 70s and 60s, they'd say, "You don't tell anyone, you just go in. That's why it's a closed." They would tell me it's you close the curtain around you, and you put your vote out there, and it's private.
Yeah, I was just talking with my siblings. We didn't know growing up, we didn't know who our parents were voting for.
Right.
We didn't know our aunts and uncles were voting for. We either voted, but we didn't know who they were.
Jennifer.
Well, work. This project, but in my personal life, I would say I now have 3 weekends. I used to have soccer every weekend, and now I have a kid at college, so we've been going to visit him and just getting out on our bikes and exploring our local trails, and just really, it's like a whole new world.
Oh, that's
It's awesome.
Get to a Panther football game.
Yes, that is November.
Yeah.
I can make it in November, and we're definitely going to.
Where's
So,
your son?
he's in State.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh,
very
that's
good.
all right. Too close to home for him.
What's his name?
He is in landscape architecture, so another
Oh.
creative.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, so I know.
Yeah, I think in November there's a doubleheader volleyball football day.
So yeah, those UNI athletics are definitely on my calendar.
Oh, that is so beautiful. I love it. Well, any closing thoughts today before we end our podcast? Firstly, thank you all so much for being a part of this podcast and the radio show. I'm so grateful to all 3 of you. Thank you.
Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. It's been an honor.
This Panthers on Parade season went really fast. It's hard to believe that this is wrap up time, but thank you for bringing us in and talking about it again.
My
It's such a
pleasure.
wonderful
Another
game.
bucket list. Check.
Yeah, there you go. I love it.
I'm just going to say panthersonparade.com. You can we'll keep that updated so you can find the TCs even beyond the month of October.
There you go. There you go. All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Have a great day. Thank you.